now. Hold on, y'all. Testing 1, 2. Yes, yes, we live. We live in the building. This is Talib. You live with me tonight. It's good to be here with y'all. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling real good. Hey, you know, I'm gonna turn the camera on for this one because I gotta do this. I gotta talk about this. And I may not keep it on the whole time, but I definitely feel like if I'm gonna say this, I need to say this with my face. I'm a Marvel fan. I love Marvel. You know, I've been since I was a little kid. I was indoctrinated by my family into the. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about this Ironheart show. I mean, let's just get this out the way. I don't want to. I want to first start by saying that, bro, this was trash. And look, this was trash. At this point, I'm convinced that they not even making shows for for a certain audience anymore. Like this is for children that have no idea about the stuff that came before it, because there's no way they could be for us. This is insane. First of all, this character is listen. This live is full of spoilers, spoilers. So I'm gonna tell you right now, get out. Get out while you can, because I'm going to spoil it. You know what? While I'm talking it, let's just go ahead and do
My stepdad used to say the best way to know a thing is to take it apart, put it back together. And then you can see what it's really made of.
You should take your dad's advice. Break yourself down. See what you're made of.
Here goes nothing. If I'm gonna protect people, I gotta start thinking outside the box.
Out of all the things you could have built, with that big brain of yours, why this?
Because I have to.
Might be a hero in there after all.
Riri, time to wake up, love. What are you?
Your greatest creation yet.
Who the hell else would it be, bitch?
First of all, the grant money is not her grant money. That's grant money that she was obtained through the school. Secondly, she's in the school. Anything she designs, creates, that's all school property. You don't get to run off with the suit. And you mean to tell me for 6 episodes the school never pops up looking for the suit? What? How does she get away with walking out of the school? Second of all, didn't the school know she made a suit? And if they knew she made a suit, what in the world was 2 guards supposed to do? Help me understand what 2 guards are supposed to do when she has an Iron Man suit. Okay, let's just look past that. What does she do? She flies out of the school. She got this bogus AI in there that we're just using. Now we just throw the word AI around willy-nilly. That's just attributed to any computational thing that has a voice is artificial intelligence now. Okay, let's just go with that. But somebody would explain to me how she's flying through airspace. Okay. Let's go back because so much happened in just a few minutes of this show that had my jaw going. What in the world are we talking about? Okay. Uh, Somebody explain to me why she can't get a job at Google. Somebody explain to me why a super genius that she is that can make anything and she can just create artificial intelligence, all this. She's so smart. You mean to tell me she didn't make an app? She didn't do anything to try to get some money? Like her ideal of getting money was essentially plagiarizing and selling stuff to other students. Like they have a bunch of how where's this is sad. This is a sad day because this is what they telling us is a hero. Okay, so let's just skip. Let's just keep going. Okay, so she flies out, and somehow she is not shot down. She is not pursued. She is flown from MIT to Chicago. She is flown from one state to across states to another state in a few hours because this suit is so fast. Meanwhile, there's nothing, no airspace. All of a sudden, as soon as she gets to Chicago, and I don't know why, as soon as she gets to Chicago, this is all, oh goodness. There are some rules to writing. And I'm not just a complainer. Get my book, Shatterpoint Beyond the Veil. Sci-fi, mwah, gold. You understand? And I'll show you how you build a character, build tension. You have people that have faults that are overcome, and how sometimes disappointment is the outcome. But this is totally, they didn't do this. It's almost like they didn't want to. I can't say that they don't know how to. We can all sit around and act like these people don't know what they're doing. But I've been on many sets. You go look up my name, IMDb Talib Kearns. You'll find, and all. I didn't put up any of that. That's not my whole discography of film. That's just some of the stuff that I got involved with. Okay, so if you really want to see, you can go see. I know what I'm talking about. Okay, listen to me when I tell you about this part. Okay, they know what they're doing. They have meetings upon meetings. The people behind it that got these people in the room and said you can do this, A, B, and C, they know this. Every dollar is accounted for. So when they got this script and read it and they put this together, they was like, this is what we want. They knew it. They knew it. They knew what was there because every day, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you how they know what they were getting before it was finished. Now, here's a little bit of movie truth that most people don't know. The main job of the script supervisor is to turn in their report at the end of the day so that the studio can know exactly when they began shooting and what scenes they shot and what they shot. On set, there is a DIT, someone who is responsible for taking the footage, downloading the footage, getting it to them, and putting those scenes of the day together, and they send that out at the end of the day so they can see what is being done. So everything is documented and well understood. They don't walk into a surprise. That's not how this works. They don't walk into oh my God, what is happening here? No. They know what they were doing. So just keep that in mind, right? When we watch this child fall out the air tragically when she gets to Chicago, just close enough to her neighborhood, falls out of the sky, then smashes into the concrete with half the suit missing, and they didn't even do enough with the CGI to show us the impact, just maybe her body hitting the metal. You got to explain to me what type of shock absorbance she has in this suit to any degree, if she had any. From what I saw, it was just metal parts that could actually take the impact of her hitting the ground like that. But okay, it's you want to harp on this? No, I don't want to harp. I'm just sharing my thoughts. I'm just saying that that's ridiculous. We can agree to that. My suspension of disbelief began when I started to watch the show. It was hard holding on to it because you kept pulling me out with things that my disbelief was unwilling to accept. So that's where that came from. But that's your answer. Let's just move forward, right? Moving forward, now she's walking through the streets in a half Iron Man suit. Now, keep this in mind. I need you to understand. Remember, she's flying across the city. People see her flying. All of this. Even the bad guys see her flying. She crash lands. No cops. No emergency units. Nobody on the phone. Nobody taking videos. It's Chicago. I just needed to pause so you could take that in for a sec. Let that marinate in your brain cell for a second, right? So you can understand, right? I need you to understand that.
My stepdad used to say the best way to know a thing is to take it apart, put it back together. Then you can see what it's really made of.
You should take your dad's advice. Break yourself down. See what you're made of.
Here goes nothing. If I'm gonna protect people, I gotta start thinking outside the box.
Out of all the things you could have built, with that big brain of yours, why this?
Because I have to.
Might be a hero in there after all.
Riri, time to wake up, love. What are you?
Your greatest creation yet.
Who the hell else would it be, bitch?
Telling her how silly she is. This is what we needed. But okay, she gets home, and I just have to say once again, they just don't like men. They don't, black men. They don't. Okay, white guys, I get it. You're the target now. All right, I get it. You feeling it a little bit. I understand. Okay, but at the end,
My stepdad used to say the best way to know a thing is to take it apart, put it back together. Then you can see what it's really made of.
You should take your dad's advice. Break yourself down. See what you're made of.
Here goes nothing. If I'm gonna protect people, I gotta start thinking outside the box.
Out of all the things you could have built, with that big brain of yours, why this?
Because I have to.
Might be a hero in there after all.
Riri, time to wake up, love. What are you?
Your greatest creation yet.
Who the hell else would it be, bitch?
Okay, nobody talks like this. This is ridiculous. I don't know, and I know it was written by black people. This is what makes it more bizarre to me, because it's like, what did the black people who wrote this wasn't around black people. That's how I feel about this, because this is insane. It makes absolutely no sense. No sense.
My stepdad used to say the best way to know a thing is to take it apart, put it back together. Then you can see what it's really made of.
You should take your dad's advice. Break yourself down. See what you're made of.
Here goes nothing. If I'm gonna protect people, I gotta start thinking outside the box.
Out of all the things you could have built, with that big brain of yours, why this?
Because I have to.
Might be a hero in there after all.
Riri, time to wake up, love. What are you?
Your greatest creation yet.
Who the hell else would it be, bitch?
Methadone clinics were funded. Her study is the reason those things exist. Let me tell you something. If her daughter would have came in the house talking to her like that, and she had company, she would have blasted. You hear the alarms? That's the universe telling you it would. The police would have been coming. They would have been coming because somebody was about to get hurt, and I don't just mean physically, because she was super intelligent. So she was gonna make sure you felt it mentally, right? Because she didn't take disrespect kindly. Because black women who have undergone this system and had to strive and do certain things and deal with harshness, they don't take kindly to disrespect from their children. So obviously you're disconnected. You're giving this girl this way too much entitlement.
My stepdad used to say the best way to know a thing, Dad, is to take it apart, put it back together. Then you can see what it's really made of.
You should take your dad's advice. Break yourself down. See what you're made of.
Here goes nothing. If I'm gonna protect people, I gotta start thinking outside the box.
Out of all the things you could have built, with that big brain of yours, why this?
Because I have to.
Might be a hero in there after all.
For a teenager, not a grown man.
Riri, time to wake up, love. What are you?
Your greatest creation yet.
Who the hell else would it be, bitch?
He's been going for years. He's been just sitting there making mixtapes, never tried to talk to no girls or nothing. Nothing. He has no desire. Does he have a job? What does he do? He's literally there just to serve her. And I don't mean like, oh, I'm just here to serve you. I mean like he has no actual purpose beyond the scenes that they're literally just tied to her. When we see a scene where she's not in it and he's alone, we're not getting any character development on him. He's doing something for her. Who is he? I have no idea. Is this weird science? Did she make him? It's bizarre. I don't understand any of it at this point. I don't know if you guys are getting my audio, so if you get an audio right now, please just give me a 1 in the chat. Because I'm going there. I'm not high. I'm like excited to talk about it. I've always wanted to do some reviews with films and movies and stuff. I've been in them for a long time. I even know a lot of people, but I never do it. Well, I do it with my friends, and friends always like, bro, you should talk about movies. So I was just going to share with Ironheart because I was like, this is the last straw in my personal, not the last straw, but that's just a figure of speech. But this is sort of like the last straw with me when it's coming to them with some of the stuff they doing with this. I am really at a point where I'm like, I don't know what y'all doing.
My stepdad used to say the best way to know a thing, Dad, is to take it apart, put it back together. Then you can see what it's really made of.
You should take your dad's advice. Break yourself down. See what you're made of.
Here goes nothing. If I'm gonna protect people, I gotta start thinking outside the box.
Out of all the things you could have built, with that big brain of yours, why this?
Because I have to.
Might be a hero in there after all.
Riri, wake up, love. What are you?
Your greatest creation yet.
Who the hell else would it be, bitch?
That's about close to the end of that episode or whatever. They show you some stuff with the red hood. You see what he's about.
My stepdad used to say the best way to know a thing is to take it apart, put it back together. And you can see what it's really made of.
You should take your dad's advice. Break yourself down. See what you're made of.
Here goes nothing. If I'm gonna protect people, I gotta start thinking outside the box.
Out of all the things you could have built,
Down. That's what it's like. We're living in the upside down right now. Okay? What do we got here? Oh, I think the Ironheart video, I got an audio track in it or something. And it probably was playing in the background. So what I'm going to do is just cut that off for a second. You get the visual reference until I can figure out how to remove the audio from that particular thing. But what I want to say is that, God, my goodness gracious, there's no action. And there's this weird comparison to her and Tony Stark's and money. He had money, he had resources. That's how it's like. This line is, it comes across divisive, but it also shows you how little the writers or the creators of this show even read the Ironheart comic. That Tony Stark's was her AI. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what she says makes absolutely no sense at all. He has more resources. He had more money. That's how he did it. His first suit, he did it as a prisoner to save his own. He created his own power source. Mind you, it was killing him later. He had to figure out that and crack the code on that. But he was in a cave, man. He built it with scraps. And then here's the funny part. When he had the money, when he went back home where the money is and he started working on the suit again, that was a whole montage of how he had to learn how to figure that out. He was crashing in it. It was comical. But she pays no homage to the fact that whatever you figured out about thrusters came from what he already figured out about thrusters. You're only using the knowledge that he's already provided you with, because he's already, that's why people started trying to once they got their eyes on it and they got engineers on it, they could understand certain things at begin. But because they didn't have the schematics, they couldn't make what he had. But they had engineers that understood by watching the flight, seeing the suit, that there's only several probable ways he could go to achieve thrust. They knew that because they saw a functional version of it, just as Riri did. So, somebody explain to me why she didn't get money from the Wakandans. If she's so smart, she's such a genius, why did the administrator at the school had to create a special program for her and her genius? Because, people like her. None of these things actually add up. They feel like they're emotionally manipulative. Right? So, she's no Tony Stark. That's very clear. We can see that. Right? She is a human MacGuffin device. Her hands are made out of MacGuffin. right? And I'm gonna explain that later, and I'll show you how that's very true later, right? But let's go on. Second episode, she agrees to go meet criminals. Not one time did we see her apply to one of these rich jobs that she says she wants to have, where she could steal their resources. She hasn't thought about inventing nothing to sell yet. Everything she's talking about is for her own vanity. She, we, this is not the worst part. I mean, you have to excuse my dog. My dog watched Ironheart, and she's very irritated. So, you really gotta understand something. Like, this is, you when you think about the show for just 2 minutes outside of any type of hype they try to sell you, it gets really, really bad. It gets really bad. It gets really bad. Right? So, she agrees to go meet with criminals for money and to commit a crime for money. She goes to meet the criminals, and they lock her in the elevator to test her genius because she's coming on as the tech specialist. So we need genius level. We're Riri Williams. You're Kid Genius. I love Kid Geniuses. I just didn't see any genius in it. The young lady playing her is a great actress. She's beautiful. She's talented. She has lots of charisma oozing from her. This show is not her fault. And none of the people cast in this show is their fault. It's none of their fault. That's not their fault. Right? These are the showrunners and producers and the people behind it. This is their fault. But anyway, she gets locked in the elevator and they're going to poison and kill her because, they're criminals that do all kind of crimes. So she's about to either work with them or become one of the crimes they commit. So she's in the elevator and I'm thinking, oh, we're going to see her bust it down. She's going to pull out a little sonic screwdriver or something. She got some sort of tool on her. She's smart. Like Iron Man always, like she's Tony, right? She's better than Tony. Tony always had something on him, some sort of device, something. She don't have nothing. She strongmans. She literally bites a live wire with her damn teeth. Does it open the door? Of course it doesn't. No, now she's going to rip one of the rails off of the elevator to jimmy rig it under the door, to elevate the door a little. And then she's going to lift the rest of this basically dumbwaiter, or excuse me, it really was one of those cargo freight elevator doors, if you ever dealt with those. I don't know. But she stronger than everyone. And she lifts the whole thing up like she's the Hulk. And she just, lifts the doors, this little girl. She has no combat training, so I don't want to hear that. At least Kate Bishop knows karate. She works out. She does push-ups. She could do pull-ups, backflips. You got to explain to me why she can lift the thing when it's dead like that. No, she lifts it, gets out. The smoke's filling up. I don't know. I would like to know what the smoke was. Was it just smoke? Were they just going to smoke the whole thing out with smoke and wait till she just died of smoke and ventilation? And I can't even say the word because it's so ridiculous. Because was it cyanide? Was it some sort of poison, sleeping gas? Was it like a trick where they put her to sleep and she wake up and she's no longer with them? We don't know because it wasn't gas, it was smoke. I have no idea what the smoke was. She comes out and they're like, wow, you're on the team. You're incredible. That's what we need. What you need? A strong arm? You need somebody that can... I thought that's what those two evil twins was for. I'm confused. The trans I have no problem with the trans. I mean, listen, the trans actor that was in there did a wonderful trans acting job for what they were supposed to do, right? That's not their fault. This you should really be upset with how they view your community and what they wanted this talented actor to do. None of the actors dressed themselves. They didn't do any of that. They didn't pick the clothes. Nothing. That's not their call. They worked with what they had to. I know he probably asked at some point, bro, how am I supposed to be a master hacker with these super long nails? This is unreal and type fast. It's unrealistic. The audience is gonna find that hard to believe. Right? But hey, maybe you can. I don't know. I'm just like, why would you do that? Right? Why would you make them all so Robin Hoodish if they're all bad guys? And then they name drop everything. Oh, I'm from Madripoor. I'm like, listen, they didn't do a good job with that, so you shouldn't tell anybody that. There's a reality check for you. That sucked. They whole reference in the Winter Soldier and all that. No good. No bueno. And it was unnecessary. We don't think you're better now. What would have been better if we got an actual scene where you did some really cool hacking stuff and you said something cool behind it. That would have been dope. You know another thing? It'd be nice if these villains would learn what gravitas was. They're not imposing. I mean, the Hood dude's a great actor. I think he's a great actor. I like him a lot. I don't know why they dressed him like that. Right? I don't know what they were thinking. But let me move on, because if I don't, I will really just get lost into why did they do that? Why did they do that? Like, but I know why. This is some weird social engineering thing for the next generation. This is not for me. They don't care if I like it or not. I can say whatever I want right now, because they're like 10 years from now, it's not going to be you praising this in the first place. It's just the reality of it. But moving on, she gets told, she sits down with the head honcho guy. I don't even go through each of these villains. Each of these they were so bad and clownish. Right? So I didn't even waste my time. One of them was actually named Clown. Yeah. So he pulls her in the back room and says, you want to do this crime with us because we criminals and you're a criminal. And she said, I'm not a criminal. He's like, you are a criminal. Somehow she had it in her head she wasn't a criminal, that she didn't leave MIT as a criminal. And then later went to willingly meet with people that are criminals so she could make money. But when he opened up the box full of cash, I guess she is a criminal because she took the money. And then we move on. She ends up extorting, because she doesn't know what she's doing. She needs parts. I can't afford anything. That's why Tony's better. He's not better than me. He just got more money. I can't afford anything. Tony built this in a cave with scraps. That's all I want to see, like, pop up on the screen every time she says that. Like, stop comparing yourself to Tony. Also, I want to discuss something she says that really shows the narcissism in this individual. First of all, she gaslights everyone she knows. She love bombs she discards. She's a narcissist. Sorry. Maybe the people coming up with this never studied the psychology of a narcissist, so they have no idea that when they pour their little ideals down onto a piece of paper to make and bring it to writers, that it turns out to be very narcissistic because that's what's in them. Because she's a flat out narcissist. I'm sitting here thinking like, oh my gosh, no, so she goes and finds, and we find, I'm just spoiling, I don't care, right? I don't care. She goes and finds Obadiah Stane's son. She doesn't know it, Ezekiel Stane. Some black dude. Nobody explains why, how he got all this off the black market, what that even means. But somehow he's got all these black market stuff. He's a pushover. He's like, remember, whoever wrote this, they don't like white guys either. It's just men in general, unless you're like under the age of 12. Other than that, like Rick and Morty, just cannonball him off to the other side of the planet. So this guy's a terrible pushover to a level that makes no sense. It's the middle of the day. Apparently he has no job, or he does have a job later. They say he was, he says he can't go back to work, but I have no idea. No point in the show do you ever see this man go to work. You don't see him do anything. Everything he does in the show is in service to Riri. There's no character development anywhere. We don't spend a moment with a character other than Riri and the villain, which we don't really spend time with him. When I think back, I'm like, wow, we had no real time with him. They did an opening of his backstory convolutedly and like trying to use misdirection and redirection, so you get nothing out of it. They want you to go back and be at the end like, oh, that's what, no, that's not how that works. It still has to be earned. But anyway, she goes ahead and decides to do the crime. She goes to this guy. He's a loser. The neighbor's dog's pooping on his lawn. She's talking to him crazy. And we know that, once again, suspension of disbelief. Reality is, you take a man like that and you push him too long. This is the guy that's got somebody dead in his house, and he's playing with their body. Right? Or that's the guy that actually got into an argument with her because her breath stinks, and she's talking very close in his face, and he has dog shit on his shoe, and he's pissed. I think that would have been a better, or maybe just him being more quiet. I don't know. I don't understand why this guy was such a pushover to the level he was, to where this little black girl could walk up to him off the street, start shouting information about him to him, threaten him, and say she's gonna call the cops on him. Like, bro, what? I mean, why wouldn't you say, go ahead, call the cop? What are you talking about? What proof do you have? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about, little girl. If she knew where his stuff was and knew anything, she would have just went and stole it, like when she knew he was in jail. Like, no. But nah, she goes ahead and she does this anyway. He goes ahead and he helps her anyway. Right? And they go do this crime. Right? And of course, at the end of it, of course, this crime is, oh wait, I left out the most important part. I can't believe I skipped over this. This is crazy. This is so bad. She somehow, without this ever being introduced, put electrodes on her head somehow to a regular computer and scanned her consciousness? And brought her dead friend back. I forgot. Oh my God, so much because I'm so. Riri Williams lost her friend who was gunned down in a drive-by or a shooting, something. We never learned if anybody was ever prosecuted, if anybody was ever caught, if they went to court. We don't learn anything, right? But her friend and her stepfather. And here's another thing I got a problem with. Why is it the stepfather? Wait. This story is random. We don't know who these people are. That could have easily just been her father. Now, according to this story, she's building these suits because her father was into them. Never did we see a flashback where he was saying how much he was into Tony Stark's suits. Didn't see it. If it did happen, go ahead and make me famous and use this in your video, and hopefully it'll draw some attention to my channel. But what I'm saying is I don't understand that. Right? And what really irritates me on that whole thing, and not irritate, what I just noticed is that it's not her father. So where is her real father? He died. He just disappeared, never comes back. We never get to learn anything of why this stepfather is there. Was he there since she was born? Did he raise her all the way? Has he only been there for a year? I don't understand anything that's happening right now. Okay, they're married. How long was him and the mother together? They got married. Was it official? Was he really her stepfather? Was it just one of those things where they were together? Was there anything there? I don't know. They didn't show us anything. They just showed you a mural and you like, oh. You remember all those murals you seen? That's supposed to make you feel something. That's all you get from that. You don't get it, nothing. I'm still trying to figure out what was the point. Because, okay, she brain scans, falls asleep during the brain scan. I don't know. I don't know the rules because in the Marvel Universe, we've yet to see somebody's brain get scanned, downloaded, and make a supercomputer. This is the first, so I don't know the rules. I didn't know you could do that in your kitchen on a regular laptop, which looked like a Dell or something like that. I don't know. It didn't look like it was an advanced gaming PC computer. I didn't see that. If it was, it just didn't look like it. They didn't make any. They didn't go in. The props department and art department didn't go out to make any effort to show us that she was working because they want to make us believe that she's poor. She has nothing. This woman helped save the richest nation in the fictional earth of Marvel, but yet still she got nothing for it. Once again, it's just showing you that the Wakandas, even in the first Black Panther, they stingy. They don't learn nothing. They don't share nothing. And if they do, it's only because it makes them feel good about themselves. Not that better nobody or the world. Because I sure didn't see that happening for her. Matter of fact, it was so, she felt like the Wakandas was not the option in any shape or fashion in this show. Meanwhile, she was introduced to us through the Wakandans. So make that make sense. But that's okay. So we moving on, right? So now Riri wakes up in the morning because she fell asleep with this thing, and she gets up, and all of a sudden, oh, here's a scan of her dead friend in the kitchen, and she faints, and that's the end of that episode or whatever. I mean, I probably went through 2 and didn't even break it, but I'm just going in because this show, I want to go in and be done with it, get back to my other stuff. But now we got dead AI robot friend. Now the thing about this is, if it's from her memories and from her conscious perspective of Natalie, how does Natalie have so many personal memories that Riri wouldn't know? Right? This perspective thing makes, It's like, right? And she's the way, and then there's this thing where she doesn't want to be around her. She hates her. She can't stand her. She can't stand the girl. I'm like, what is going on here? I don't know what. And she can't. And it's like, oh, and we do this for like a good 40 minutes of this I don't like you thing. She's rude to the robot, right? Oh, excuse me, the AI, and to the point where it's obnoxious. It's like, it's an AI, right? No matter what it's doing, saying right now, you got an emergency. You have to get ready to commit crime so you can get that Diddy money. So there's no time for this. So they get together, they get it together. She knows the plan. They're gonna take on this mega corporation because it's Robin Hood. They rob from the rich and put it in their own pocket. They're evil. There's no, and we're gonna explain how they're evil in a minute. I don't want to jump the gun. But her job was to take this little flash drive and do what you do with flash drives, stick it somewhere. Right? Okay. It's easy enough. She's got the iron suit. You can fly through the tunnel. The place is called Tunnel. It's a whole underground system of moving cars so that they don't have to see any of the poor people above. Sounds reasonable. In the world of movies written by evil people. This sounds completely reasonable. Anyway, she flies under. Her only job is to stick this thing in. As it's going fine, she's flying in, and all of a sudden, bam! AI Natalie just pops out. The thing had to be listening the whole time. It couldn't have just got there. So it pops out. She runs into a wall, damaging more property because she damages property. That's a crime. This woman is a criminal. She's already accepted it. So she's crashing into things, and she drops the drive. And then the drive does and she flies back to get it. And then it does something that makes no. There is a vent in this show that is like this big. It's the perfect size to lose a flash drive in this giant tunnel system, which I don't think they're going to have any gating system beneath to funnel water out. They're already underground. If that place floods, you're probably pretty much dead, right? Or they have some system in which water reaches a level and gets pushed out through the tunnel somewhere else. So this tube makes no. I don't know. I wish some engineer is going to have an excuse for this one, I guess. I bet there isn't one that they could come up with. But I will tell you this. She drops it in the tube and drops down and tries to grab it. This is stupid. We know you can't get it. It's not possible. It's just not possible. So now she's got to figure something else out. And she decides to detach one of her hands of the suit, crawl up in some other ventilation thingy majiggy, and short the power long enough for the other computer guy to, I don't know, do whatever he's got to do to knock out the test. And she succeeds. And then they cheer her on like, you're a genius. Yeah, I know. This is crazy. The hood pops up in the car. With the rich lady making her sign a contract. Sign the contract. Sign the contract. Of course, she signs it. Why wouldn't you? She's shitting herself. Some guy just popped up in her vehicle with a hood on. Talking about signing this contract. But I guess Disney would be laughing. Thinking to themselves like, well, in reality, this contract wouldn't hold because she signed it under distress and it's not notarized. You don't just sign a piece of paper and all of a sudden all the assets and everything else just gets turned over to you willy-nilly overnight. That's not how that works either. I'm not looking for realism here. I'm just saying don't stretch until it pops. Like, what's to stop any of those super rich people from taking it personally and going after them? Like with their own money and black op teams and all the other stuff that rich people get to have the luxury of using when they got that much money at their disposal and they powerful and they involved in corporate shit and lobbying. You mean to tell me they don't got no buddies that could have took care of that, or at least got killed trying to take care of that? I'm sorry, that's just unrealistic. Then when she gets out of the place in the building, or before I go there, let me just say, the security in this place sucks, right? It sucks so bad that these girls just come in, kick the shit out of grown ass security men, who obviously this is a top notch facility. These are not regular men. These are not the guys that you're gonna find standing in Walmart. They're probably all ex something, all ex military, all ex not cons, but ex military, ex police, ex, probably Mossad. Who knows? These guys are probably well trained in there. I'm just saying. They just go in there and just annihilate them. They don't even fight back. But it doesn't even make any sense to me. But anyway, they're escaping. They get out. Ironheart gets out. Security guard is there. Oh, well, you already committed one crime. Let's commit another. Now the hood is behind her. He fires a bullet and curves it around her like this is wanted, and then hits the security guard. I think he died. He was rolling on the ground when we saw him, but I distinctly remember lines mentioning saying that that guy died. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I believe that. You know? So, anyway, now she's involved with murder. When she gets back, you think she's like, you killed somebody. I got to stop you. I don't know what I was thinking. What's wrong with me? I've lost my way. But because of this, I'm going to stop you. You know. Now we get a make it rain money scene. That's what we get. We get make it rain. It doesn't even stop there. It just gets worse and worse. But you know what? I think I'm gonna take a break on that for a second, just because this is so bad. It's bad because this character has no arc. She's completely entitled. I don't even know what to say. She's so entitled that it's like, it's crazy. It literally is insane, you know. And then we have a point where the AI meets the mother by accident. And the mother is complimenting her. This is beautiful, baby. I can't believe you did this. This is so wonderful. She's so much like her. It's like, do y'all not have any respect for the dead? Did her mother know that girl's mother? She know how insensitive that is to do that? I want you to imagine someone you love that's left this world that you care very deeply about. And then some kid making it, making your loved one an AI holographic projection that works for them. I didn't mean to do it. I fell asleep. I don't know why I did it. I wait. Maybe because you don't know what you're doing. Why? Why do you? I want to understand this, guys. If, I don't know if how many people are in here. I don't even know if there's people in here. I don't even care. I just had to get this off my chest. I'm going live again in the morning on my other channel. There's only Talib Kearns. There's only now. I'm gonna go live over there. I'm gonna share some practices. We're gonna do some meditations. We're gonna do some self hypnosis. Show you some EFT, and we're gonna get right, man. And I'm gonna answer some questions, and we're gonna build that community. But I just had to come on my other channel, and this channel is just me. I was really listen. I'm trying to get. All I want to get is 25. We need 25 people in this live, and I'm gonna go ahead and start reading my prequel. See, I don't want to be a complainer about these movies, sci-fi, superhero films, and science fiction, because it's always revolving around some super science of some nature, be it mutations of genes or super soldier serums or cosmic rays. It always gonna boil down to science fiction in that category. From my experience, there may be others that experience something different, but I'm here to share my experiences. And I have my own written my own magnum opus that I want to share with the world. My gift to humanity with my own story, right? And I'm gonna get 25 people in the chat. If we can get 100 subscribers, I'm just gonna start reading the whole thing. And if we get 100 subscribers, everybody who subscribes tonight, anybody who comes in and see this live later, when you subscribe to this live, like it, share. If you don't share, I don't respect that. I understand. I'm not trying to force sharing nothing down nobody's throat, but if you do enjoy this and you find it enjoyable, please share it with people you think would appreciate it. But if I can just get this channel to grow, we can get 100. I'm gonna go ahead and you comment in that in the comment section. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna reach out to you and send you a link to the prequel, and so you can have the prequel yourself. Everybody who comes in here, subscribes, and leave a comment, I'm going to come in that comment section. I'm gonna thank you myself, and I'm gonna send you a link so you can have the prequel, and then you could come back in later and come into another live, and you could be a part of growing it, and we can go ahead and get it read, and hopefully we can get this stuff made, because this is the stuff we want to see. Enjoyable, fun, mind expanding, things that make us talk, things that make us question. That's what we want. We don't want to be spoon fed this bull crap about things we don't care about, things we do not care about. We do not care about that. We do not care. We don't care. You can't make us, you can't make me, you can't make me care about that. You can't make me care. Oh, YouTube's not responding. Hold on. We're going to see what's going on. Turned it off. Can you hear me? I'm going to ask him my oh wait, I think we are still, wait, there we go. Coming back in, we good now. Okay. Listen, we had a little bit of an issue over here. I'm in Vegas and the weather's been crazy. We had the craziest dust storm. This looked right out of Mad Max. You know what I mean? And it was wild. And now we got some thunderstorms over on this side. And it's our monsoon season, so we get a lot of dry dust storms. Sometimes we get dry lightning storms, things like that. And it has quite the effect on your power and your cable and stuff like that and your internet. So, but I think we back pretty strong right now. But as I was saying, my number one issue right now with that is just the whole lack of any actual character development at all. There is none. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to end this. Well, look, guys, I'm gonna end this broadcast, and I'll see y'all in the morning because this internet is acting a little hinky. But I'll be back first thing tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe. When we get to 100, I'm gonna share this with you guys.